Hello there. Okay, I need to change these settings on Twitch because that is just not correct. Don't know why he's not taking the right one, but it's alright. Okay. It says that I'm alive, but somehow I cannot really see these streams. Why doesn't he get the stream right? It says I'm live, but I have no picture there. No image. Okay, the stream on YouTube is working just fine, that's good. But somehow Twitch is acting up. That's weird. It's just my browser that's weird. Need to double check here. Because maybe I need to restart the stream for Twitch. No. I must have no live and not really at the same time. That's weird. Restart the one on Twitch and see how it's going. I'm more than confused. Okay, now I can actually see it. Okay. Gonna need for to chill for a second here because the game is actually downloading in the background. I thought I had the Talos Principle to install, but like just before the stream I noticed that I actually didn't. So it's great to just download it. But just like 5 minutes or so. Then the download should be finished. That's not a problem, just a little delay there. Can I just change that on the fly? Oh. Didn't need to close this window. Put me to my stream manager. Okay, cool. So I'm offline again, I'm on Twitch. Twitch just doesn't seem to like me at all. Try again. Okay, yeah, I did lower somewhat on the fly. Okay. Again, some weird kind of errors on Twitch and YouTube with my streams. That's weird. That's some really weird stuff there. The thing is that my connection doesn't seem like it's the problem. May just like the bitrate I try to stream. The platform seems is too high. Well, it also could be that the download may chug a bit much of my internet connection. Because I didn't limit the download actually. There it is. The download is finished. Prepare your ears. It could be a little bit loud. Okay. Yeah. Definitely was. Okay, it still is. Should be better now. Sadly, because I didn't re-download the game, I couldn't set up my scenes in OBS, so give me a minute, please. Okay. I want to capture this specific game. Yep. And you can go over there. Oh. Didn't mean to change this one. Wait, subtitles there. Need to probably sit pretty much on the side here to not cover up any subtitles that will be there. Scene and add this one. Yeah. Okay. Weird. It's fine so far, but I'd like to change the language, and I think I need to restart the game and change it properly on Steam itself. Oh no, I can actually change it in game. That's good. Still need to make the game a little bit more quieter. 69, nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and because of like this. Now I can also stop the music that I used. Because you don't need two kind of musics playing at the same time. That's quick blocks. Just gonna quickly go to settings. I hope they are fine. We'll see. Okay, interesting. Maybe I need to change this one a little bit. Why is this window like this? No. Okay, whatever. Save and close. Okay, now that's all fine, I think. So, let's start Talos Principle 2. Short kind of thing about the first one. I actually played the first one for myself and know about a bit of there. I have not played the second one here at all, so I don't even know what to kind of expect else of what the kind of first one was already, so hopefully like just more of that. And it's gonna be interesting because I probably need to read a lot and therefore talk a lot. So my voice gonna like that a lot. Also. Okay, I didn't know there were different kind of themes, or they're like they're probably like DLCs, I would guess, but I don't know actually. Just start the main game. Oh. A prophet hath no honor in his own country. John 4:44. Always felt that a human being could only be saved by another human being. James Walden. Continuous programs. Okay. And we awake. The awakening feels pretty like as the same start as in the first one. Just quickly need to actually change the category on Twitch because I forgot about it. Okay. Now we're set and that's kind of forgot.
Behold.
Sorry, I need to cut you off for a moment. I don't like the field of view that is so so weird. Motion blur, strength, I like that one off because it feels just weird to have. And I want something like housing in theory, but I don't see it because I overlooked it in the start. Okay. It's like this.
Child,
So we need, okay.
you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
Okay, I assume the Elohim will also be here to comment some things, I guess, as was in the first kind of title. Yeah, we're introduced to different kind of puzzle parts that exist in the game. Like now the cube, before was the jammer, which can just jam electronic walls which block off certain areas. In general, we just try to solve different, just try to solve puzzle chambers that are given to us. Also walking through this
land is but a dream. You will stay here only for a little while. Soon you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel.
Okay. So far seems pretty, say, mechanic-wise to that we have an area with multiple puzzles and a gate which is blocked through the kind of blocks we need to fill this field. So let's just... Okay, we cannot go to the left and we cannot go to the right side, I guess. We get the first 3 possible pieces. Let's go in here. The cubic steps. Okay, we can jump on this too. That's alright. Activate this one. Just jump from one to the next and up the ledge.
Well done, my child.
The first kind of levels obviously are just to learn the basics and get familiar with the environment. Also, I personally want to get this box here first. I probably cannot take it through here. No. Can we drop it on this side at a time? Maybe I can stack them from the other side. Doesn't seem like it. But we definitely need like the third box there to build us a staircase. It's pretty defined where I can actually place them. Could take this one like in here through this possibility, but that's not what I want to do. That's weird. Okay. Okay, I've put it too far away for...
You may linger in my garden for as long as you wish. But remember, my child, that the new world awaits you, and this place is only a dream.
Okay, was a little bit weird. Because it's, doesn't just like to snap onto it. To actually allow me to put it down. Which was just a little bit weird there, but within reach. Put this one here and go in here. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought I may be able to take it from in there, but I cannot actually. I also probably cannot, like, take from up here. Oh, I can. Okay. Then that's not a big problem.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created.
Okay. Constant rotating. Great stuff. I need to... Well, that doesn't help. How would I put the... So. We have 4 pieces in this area. I'm just gonna straight ahead. Into the static pressure. Got 2 cubes locked up in there. Something that we can jump up. Nothing else. That's just weird. Only have this one here. And we'll not get in there probably. Oh, yeah, there's something of notable thing. You can detach the fan and, well, just use it. It's something I just forgot about, and yeah. Let's try it. Just go top here, and now we can jump over. Great. Just gonna put it on the left side. Versatile contraption. Ah, okay. Some air blowing there. We have this one here, okay. Yep. It's not problematic or hard to do. You can just activate it and also jam the second one. And we can probably, yeah, jam this. Oh, but we want to... Can I jump through this also? Yeah, I can. Good. I can take this jammer with me. And let me through. Also already there. Okay.
Excellent.
The first ones are pretty easy. Single slit experiment. Okay. Laser here. Can launch up ourselves up here and turn... Oh, turn this one on. That seems like a good idea. Is there something else in here? Not really. We can block the laser. Which allows us to go through the part. Okay. Also done. Oh, And a hidden
Do
QR
not
code.
be afraid of these dream figures and their messages. They are merely aspects of yourself, as am I, after a fashion.
The world is full of limitless beauty, and I wish to see as much of it as I can. Understandable. Windy day. Oh. Trying to hide behind the rock, or are you? Okay. New cube. Just gonna change this one out. We can go up here. Okay. Just use space. That's easier.
Very good.
Now we probably can open this one. Yeah.
I am proud of all my children. Out of a world of ruins, they have built a new Jerusalem. And there your brothers and sisters await you to celebrate your birth.
Ascension awaits. Can turn this one on. Oh. Okay. I already see what the game wants of us. Because the apparatus there, this connector, lets in theory change the outputs or like the direction of a laser, definitely. But maybe I need to I need to select them. That's how that worked. Okay, and export of the I did kind of push them away. Interesting. Destructive interference. Multiple things we can activate. And I'm not really sure what the game tries to teach us. Just to show it. Cannot just easily put this like down here because they block themselves. Can just open the other door. It's no problem. We get a third connector. That's to be expected. Just put this one down for a second. Put this one up here. Take these two and move through. Wait, I skipped this one. Ah. 2 colors, 2 doors. There are the 2 doors. Got a... I will just call it cube. It's called a hexahedron, which is not a name I will like really remember, so that's not gonna happen. Okay. Just gonna place this one around here and connect this one as it was before, but for the extra given height. Keep connections. You can just place this one below and get the next piece. Let's go to the next part, the prismatic diffraction. This one's set up there and I cannot take it probably? No. Okay. I think this is another puzzle. That's not considering to our current chamber here. With these two... and we did a third one here. Okay, probably like this right spot. Kind of activate everything we need, which is not too hard to do. Just need to spot right here. Yeah. Then we can activate all doors with the blue color and get a piece. So yeah, I played the first the first Talos Principle, and I waited to play the second one because for the first they released a pretty good VR kind of port, and I liked the idea to play the first one like also in VR, but for the first time in VR. Oh, okay. So that I take this. We kind of experience it for the first time in VR, which could be cool, but they had not done some kind of post for it until now.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel. Now hear my advice. A new world awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else, you will have to be human.
Yes, I was saying I wanted to kind of wait for the official like VR port of the second one, but I'm got kind of impatient, and as if I'm like streaming for right now, I thought to myself like this is a pretty good game to stream, so why not? Okay, which kind of order do I need to put this one down? Oh, something like this seems right. Okay. Over
Step
here.
into the light, child,
We're in here
and
together.
awaken.
Whatever happens, we're in here. We're in it together from Lilith. There we go.
You're awake. Welcome to the world of the living.
This is different. This is very different from the first one. What's going on?
That's not an easy question to answer. But the first step is this. You've been born. Your body was completed. You were booted up, and now you're here. And rather confused. Don't worry. Everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions.
Maybe I'm like kind of forgetting about like the end of the first Talos Principle, and I know that it's kind of obvious already in the first one that you're in like a simulation, but I never kind of I don't recall getting ever out of like the simulation itself, not like this extent. So it's interesting to see, you know. Really some pointers
Of
here.
course. You want the short version or the long version?
Just give me every detail that you have.
All right, you asked for it. A long time ago, our ancestors dominated this planet. We call ourselves human, like they did, but they were organic. They built an advanced technological civilization. But unfortunately, their impact on the ecosphere caused changes in the climate, and an extremely contagious virus was released from the permafrost.
Okay. Yeah, one would think that they had Mesmerizing, right?
That's something our historians still debate. Why weren't they more prepared? Why did they invest so many resources into making war, and so few into useful research? It's hard to understand. But no matter the reason, in the end, they simply ran out of time.
Yeah, so where did we come from then?
A team led by a scientist, Alexandra Drennan, began a project that was intended to create a new humanity. But knowing that there wasn't enough time, Drennan initiated a process, a series of iterations inside a simulation that would lead to the emergence of true artificial intelligence. That's why we remember Drennan as the progenitor. The simulation was controlled by Elohim, who wasn't really meant to be intelligent in the proper sense of the word. But it all took much longer than anyone had expected. And over the centuries, Elohim actually became sentient. Sentient and afraid. He didn't want the simulation to end, so he tried to cheat. I feel sorry for him, really. The whole simulation was built around learning to defy him. It must have been hard to be in that position.
That's more or less like the synopsis of the first kind of game. Of story-wise, what kind of happened. That you try to essentially defy him in the end, so... Yeah. He didn't seem that bad when he spoke to me in my dreams.
When the simulation was completed, he became part of all of us. And it really changed him. It freed him, I think. You'll always hear him in sleep mode, taking care of you. That's what he is, after all. A caretaker.
Okay. Interesting form, I guess. Was there anyone else in the simulation?
Yes, there was Milton, the intelligence in charge of the archive, a project initiated by Arkady Chernyshevsky, which was meant to collect all of humankind's knowledge. His story is a lot like Elohim's, but Milton became the ultimate cynic. They say he's part of us too, in some way.
And the simulation created us?
It did. Long after our ancestors died out, the first new human was born. We call her the Founder, although the name she took was Athena. She then woke up Cornelius and Eustathius. Together, using the tools left behind by the progenitor's team, they created 10 more humans. These 12 who followed the Founder are known as the First Companions. Athena and the First Companions then set out to rebuild the world, and they founded the city of New Jerusalem. But then one day, she suddenly disappeared. Many still await her return.
Okay. And how do I fit in?
Before the Founder vanished, she set a goal for this city. We call it the goal. Capital G and all. To make 1,000 new humans, and so complete New Jerusalem. Well, that's the official story, the way the mayor tells it.
Yeah, okay, and so what's the unofficial story then?
Some of the First Companions, like Byron, don't believe that Athena really wanted us to stop growing. They think her ideas have been twisted and embellished.
And what's your take on this?
They may be right, but I didn't see Athena very much in the years before she left. Maybe actually leaving the simulation and seeing the destruction left behind by our ancestors changed her mind.
Can you just... I need to tone down the game a little bit more. Feels like it is still a tiny bit too loud. Okay, very good. It was pretty exhausting. Exhaustive.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event.
Yeah, well, tell me about yourself.
Me? Well, as you can tell by my number, I'm quite old. I wasn't one of the first companions, but I did know Athena personally. She and Cornelius taught me a lot. Although I suppose I've made a few improvements here and there since those days. We didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning.
Okay, yeah, will there be more after me?
You've only just been born, and already you step right into a major controversy. The goal, as most people understand it, was fulfilled the moment you were born. Now, New Jerusalem is complete, and we can live in balance, without damaging the world like our ancestors did. That's the orthodox view, I suppose, but there are many who disagree. You'll have to figure out where you stand for yourself.
I mean, currently we don't really know what's exactly going on. So to assume that now that a goal of like thousands of new humans have been reached, they just can like live in harmony and such is just weird. And especially the kind of movements that already like are forming and happening, and it seems like that's not really gonna be the case. But hold on, am I immortal?
You won't age like our ancestors did, but of course, there is always some wear and tear. You should probably schedule a checkup every decade or so. Oh, and be a bit careful with water. You won't die if it rains or anything, but we're running low on insulation material. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you.
Okay. We're not that waterproof then, I see. What will you know that your job's obsolete?
I haven't really thought about it. This is all I've done for the last few centuries, and I like doing it. I guess for now I'll just take a break and we'll see what happens.
Understandable. Well,
oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions. Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
Okay. Welcome to the New Jerusalem social media. Please familiarize yourself with the following rules. Have respect regarding of the number, don't take the founder's name in vain, respect the principles of the goal, the Frogs people discussion is not banned, inactive threads will be archived. If you have any issues, please ping the moderators, Jeremy, Neami, or Nux. These names, although it's a little bit, like timers off for me, like some years, since I played the last one, I think they were the ones also, one could they're just used in like logs, and so could find. So it's interesting to see them in that kind of way. Okay, can see the conversation again. Neef. It's definitely like a little bit weird. It's just like woken, but also it would be like weird to just play the literally like more levels than the first one without any change in that kind of way. Can we go here? Oh, I can.
Look, it's 1K.
Hey, 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
This should be interesting.
At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation.
the Founder, aimed to set us on a new course.
You never even met the Founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past, nor impose its will on this Earth. To that end, she set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have... Oh dear, what's that?
People of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
Prologue, Brave New World. I don't really know what's kind of going on right now.
I told you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what I'm working with here, 1K? I'm gonna need a fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the Founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure, meet us at the conference room.
Then briefing. Okay. I don't think I can talk with him.
What's broken now?
Okay. Another way than just to move forward.
Listen up. I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh? What the hell is a jiffy? These bloody language libraries.
It makes sense that they have like limited amount of power they want to use, or like Like they only have available for the like whole city. Which would mean like blackouts like these or something like these hell double. Be humble, recognize the limits. We are not above nature. Yeah, just what I meant.
Hey, hold on there. You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1000. I figured the dam would go dry before we reach the goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so much resemble their long-extinct ancestors, they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
Makes me feel... mostly just curious about the kind of world. Not about the fact that I'm like the last one in kind of the production line in that kind of sense.
Why?
This is the sound. In the last ones, I'm sure researchers I don't know what it's called, but stuff is on the way. I mean, like the most kind of thing to the one I just like said would be like the one with look around. It's Robot City. Where what's there not to like? Because everything else addressed like the little bit of the growth, or like that there are not any more kind of like robots being built. So that's way. I'm just gonna take this one.
So, the algorithm assigned you the optimism trait. If only we could all be so lucky. Now listen, this meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out.
So I guess this kind of group is probably like against these limits. So this is like still like curious to meet them.
Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right? I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
Okay. Like everything everywhere?
Welcome. Do please join us at the table.
No.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
I mean, yeah, can I know if I know what's going on?
Of course. I'm sorry you've been dragged into this. I'm sure this sort of adventure is the last thing you were looking for on your first day.
I just build it on the optimistic road. Just keeping it there.
Ha! See?
So
A fresh mind is open to the possibilities. Yakut, I think it's time for the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
Now I'm more like, it's a mystery worth investigating.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now. And at this point, I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
I mean, I don't think that's really a possibility to really just say like, no, I'm not interested, because I think that the like puzzle story probably will be part on that island, so sure. I mean, it would be interesting to see what then the game just does. If you say like, nah, so I'm not interested, but I'm not just gonna go.
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be fun. Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
Explore the city, explore Jerusalem. Protocol, Sniper Position Protocol. What is this protocol? Willingson's cat and another cat that visits strangers' countries. A slow work about cats could be complete without the story of Dick Whittington from... this is standard operation procedures for expeditions. Just upload them to remind Brian, who will probably ignore them anyway. Attach a picture from an ancient book to get his attention. Okay. Understandable, because it else just wasn't weird, but okay. And then the ideals of the founder and the goal. Prioritize the well-being of the expedition's members over mission completion. One expedition member to stay by the vehicle at all times. Expedition leaders should refrain from participating in high-risk activities. Minimize vehicle use to conserve fuel. Prioritize observation over interference. In case of emergency, return to New Jerusalem at once. Yeah, okay. Probably it's like what they just told us. But these... no, there's nothing more. In ancient times, the northern part of the island was home to several large settlements, but rising sea levels have obliterated these and flooded the northern lowlands. The southern stark contrast seems to be a harsh and lifeless desert. Our intended base camp is near the origin of the energy readings in the temperate center of the island. Just testing the system to see if it works properly this time, so we don't have another incident like when Pellegrino uploaded his poetry to the public log. Don't be too mean about it. Burufasa, seriously, what the founder was that thing in the sky? You all saw that, right? I didn't accidentally turn on sleep mode while Herman was talking, did I? I mean, it's always tempting. No, we all saw it, can confirm. Also, I believe it was a sign from the founder. Where else could it be, on this day of all days? From Zaran again, pretty incurrent for a sign. It didn't even finish whatever it was trying to say. What does the founder have energy insufficiency? God damn it. What does the founder have energy insufficiency problems too? The founder works in mysterious ways. It was a sign. Thank you, 1K. I'm glad you see this that way. We must remain open for possibilities of miracles. In what possible way could that garbled mess have been a sign? Yeah, I would say that it was a sign of life, not necessarily intentional, but a sign. And I don't think like the message was completely like given. So I don't think there is like a lot of meaning in it, else than that we have a point of interest we need to kind of check out. Sounds reasonable enough to me. Something weird is going on for sure, but what? We'll have to see. Riddles and puzzles are the foundations of our journey. So it began, perhaps so it will be continue. End of thread. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now I can talk to people.
Hello, 1K.
Hey, Jeremy.
This expedition is taking a lot of our resources. I'm really not sure it's a good idea. But what's done is done. So I have a lot of work to get on with.
Well, just sort of the basics. Who are you?
I'm the mayor's chief aide.
Chief aide. Okay, and what do we do around here?
All the things no one else wants to do. Polling the citizenry, implementing new policies, recording decisions, fielding questions people could answer elsewhere.
Yeah, what do you make of these events?
Our goal as custodians of New Jerusalem is survival and stability. Our ancestors proved human civilization is precarious. This apparition in the sky, and now your expedition to its supposed source, these are more precarious than stable. I don't like it.
Well, what do you think of me?
You represent the completion of the goal. I'm proud of what we've achieved, and the restraint we show in not pushing ourselves further.
Okay. I guess then what do we want?
For our people to be happy with what we have. Some of us may have an adventurous spirit, but that can never be sated. What matters to me is having my loved ones around me, safe and secure.
Okay. So he's like a kind of person that really likes the limit that's set there, and we kind of wants to play it safe in that kind of regard. What can you talk about? Manubus. Manubus? What a name.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Yeah, that's a good question. How did you decide to become involved in the politics?
It was a time of great uncertainty. The founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the founder gave us the goal, a path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off.
Okay. How do you feel about Brian?
He is one of the first companions, and as such has done more for our city than you or I ever will. I simply wish he could be more reasonable.
Well, I kind of can only like imagine what his vision of the future is, but sure. What's the vision of the future?
I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us.
Okay, yeah. Have to go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
He's also someone who just likes to keep everything like how it is. I don't think it's fair to say that they're afraid of change. They just don't want to get things kind of out of control. I will take the option thing and go down.
Attention all citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being. Thank you, and may the founder be with you.
Okay. It's done. So, a petition for public referendum. New Jerusalem needs new forms of energy regeneration.
Hello, 1K. Welcome to New Jerusalem. I know you've just had a big moment with the apparition at the dam and all that, but can I have a second of your time?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'm collecting signatures to call for a public referendum on the city's energy crisis.
I mean, to ask what's the problem is, like, it's obvious what's the problem is, like, there's not enough energy generation to begin with, but sure, what's the problem?
Currently, the city runs on hydroelectric power from the dam, plus a handful of geriatric generators and some unreliable solar panels, none of which is enough to even cover our basic needs. And if anything fails, we'll be on the brink of extinction in a matter of days.
Okay, yeah, now it's a really important question of what do you propose then? What is your kind of idea to solve this problem?
We need to investigate new sources of reliable baseline power. We need to invest time and resources into functional, real-world solutions that serve human needs.
By referendum and not as election.
Oh, an election would be good too, but I believe that we need more direct democratic control over the affairs of the city.
Do you work at the dam?
No, I help run the public transit system, but I witness the impact of the city's power problems every day.
Yeah.
We can't just wish them away.
It's kind of obvious. What do you make of Prometheus?
Byron's been advocating exploring that island for some time, and obviously he's right. Something very strange is going on there, and it's going to start affecting us.
Tell me more about this, Brian.
In all honesty, I think Byron is the smartest, most visionary person in this city. He's everything we need, and I don't understand why he won't run for mayor.
I'll think about it. Because the problem is, he didn't really say, as I was asking about his kind of solution in mind. Like he didn't have any kind of physical opinion, like not interact way, about if it will be kind of eco-friendly enough.
Hi, 1K.
To not offset the nature. I mean, honestly, I didn't expect to wander around in a sort of city. That's totally
Founder
spectacular.
bless you. Hey!
Also, I'm not quite sure if this was really needed or not. Geta's Memorial Pavilion and Friends of New Jerusalem's Gazebo. Yeah, this one was closed. Postponed in accordance with the new power management distribution plan. I can like almost jump in, but not really. I don't think there's really much to see. Like there's some people to talk to. Or like these ones too. No? Oh, they are. Okay.
Speculating on the meaning of this Prometheus figure is premature until we can agree on its nature.
You already have a theory.
I know it's beyond any projection technology I'm aware of.
If it wasn't us, it must be alien.
Must be alien. I don't think it needs to be. That just seems like unlikely.
Just because you haven't seen them doesn't mean they aren't there.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, that feels
One
like
key, we'd appreciate your thoughts on this. Now we've achieved the goal, fresh perspectives like yours will be increasingly hard to come by.
I'd love to get a quote from you for this evening's newsletter.
Speculation aside, 1K, is there anything we can know for sure about this Prometheus?
It can't have come from the city. I mean, like probably not, but we don't really know. It appeared to be human. I mean, like the figure of Prometheus itself was human, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be human itself. Choose some kind of trick. I wouldn't like go with that road. Where is came from inside the city? Feels weird to say, but it directed us to an island somewhere. Something that's kind of true, actually. There's
That's
truth to
undeniably true. And what does that tell us?
We may learn more by following its direction. I mean, it could be a kind of trap too, which the first one like taps into. But personally, I feel like we can learn more in that direction.
That was my conclusion as well. The apparition also appeared to be human. What can we assume from that?
Okay, there are also like 3 other kind of points that like I could have started, but I didn't. We can probably answer its meaning. We have no hope of understanding its meaning. The origin must be also human. I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea on this kind of topic, because I don't think that the origin must also be human in that kind of regard.
I think wherever it came from, we can reasonably hope to understand it in time. I'm also sure that we lack the knowledge ourselves to create a projection of such clarity and magnitude.
More technology advanced than okay, just like what she said, but sure, we kind of repeat that.
Precisely, and that's something we can change.
What makes you think it was a projection at all? How do we know it wasn't just a mass hallucination?
I considered some kind of bug in our code, but if so, it would have to be shared by all of us.
So, we're speculating again.
We've locked in the premises. I'd like to hear 1K's best guess.
That's kind of a good question there, like, is there someone that had done this? Personally, I don't think that would be, mainly because it seems like this kind of technology of a projection is not really possible. And like the scenario of mass hallucination, which may be also like an interference from someone, is something I don't feel like that's really reasonable to consider as an option. So personally, I don't think one of us is blind off of this. I would personally go with aliens, because I just don't think that it's the kind of thing. I don't think it's real. I think it's in our head somehow. Something I also don't agree with personally, because it kind of leads to the island also. It's not only the projection, which could have been a group hallucination. And the most kind of likely answer here, I personally will almost like thinking, is that it's maybe like tied to the ancestors, and that they may not be like alive out there, but they may have like some kind of records there still, and that they may have like reactivated themselves. That's something I actually kind of would suggest if I could.
Can I quote you on that?
Yes, but just a theory.
Theories are all we can reasonably have right now, though I'm sure that won't come between Cryer and a sensational headline. Well, thanks all for hashing this out with me. Let's hope the mayor signs off on exploring this island. I only wish I could join the expedition.
Yeah, why can't you join the expedition? What's the
If
invitation?
Melville's going, someone has to stay behind to keep the lights on. I'm not letting Pellegrino near the dam. I hope the next time we speak we'll have a bit more data to go on.
Okay. Sure. That was a good good conversation with some kind of things on. Sure. Hi there.
Oh wow, it's you. You're 1K, the incarnation of the goal. Man, this is exciting. This is more exciting than I thought it would be. How are you? What does it feel like? Do you know where the founder is? Do you know who Prometheus is? Can you tell me what to do with my life?
One question at a time, I guess.
Sorry, it's just such an honor to meet you, you know? Hey, can I have your digital signature? I have the mayor, Rand, Linux, Kaneda, and all of the first companions. Except Yemo and Sarabai, of course.
Yeah, sure. I'm fine with that one.
Yes! Thank you! Hey, can I ask you a question? Just one question, I promise.
Sure, go ahead.
I used to make the prefab wall parts that we used to build living quarters. Got good at it too. But now that the goal is complete, I don't know what to do with myself. So I asked the wisest people in town. The mayor told me I should do whatever the city needs most. Helga said I should do whatever makes me happy. I think that's what she meant anyway. And Cornelius told me I need to figure out who and what I'm invested in. You're the culmination of the founder's will. Tell me, what should I do?
The friends of Helga's right, you should find something that makes you happy. Major Herman is right, you should do whatever the city needs the most. Chris is right, you need to figure out what your connection to the city is. Did you ask Brian? I was just born, I'm the last person who should be offering advice. I understand the last one really well in that kind of area, but did you ask Brian?
Byron said that if I give the city what it needs, the city should also give me what I need. I don't know what to do with that.
Also, I find it personally hard to really give advice in this kind of way. But I would probably like go with Cornelius actually. That he should like figure out what the connection to the city for him is and go off that kind of direction.
Thank you for the advice, 1K. It means a lot.
Oh. Your biggest fan was one of the achievements I just got. Yeah, he felt like he was a... Okay. He was like a kind of Easter egg to the biggest fans. Like in, I think it was Elder Scrolls somewhere. Not quite sure to be honest for right now. Read picture of a statue of the Egyptian god Horus found in the simulation. One of these gods' tasks was to uphold Mat, the balance of the nature. It is speculated that the progenitor provided Elohim with his assets as a reminder to the founder that the balance must be protected. Alright, Cornelius. In the earliest generations of our kind, there was only processing, no emotions, no character, just mathematics. If you could see how far we have come, you would believe that together we could achieve anything. The Shepherd. I don't know where I am, but there is something beautiful about this place. I will explore and see what I can discover. V17. Nothing's more important than learning more about the world and our place in it. Knowledge is our path to understanding. Mr. Mulzur. Okay, there's so much stuff to explore here. Replica of a dragon statue found in this simulation. Dragons existed in every ancient mythology and are considered by modern historians to be distant cultural echoes of the dinosaurs. Originally a video game asset repurposed by the Institute of Applied Pneumatics. Okay. Replica of a gargoyle asset found in this simulation. Gargoyles were grotesque, apotropaic symbols common in the Middle Ages. The most famous historical gargoyle is remembered in the ancient phrase Keith David in the Goliath, which describes two indomitable opponents who will never surrender. Replica of the Roman statue found in the simulation. The decay of the decay of the Roman Republic into an empire and its eventual fall in the year 1453 was a major topic of historical debate. Like the other statues found in the museum, this was a video game as provided to LM by the Institute for Applied Pneumatics. Okay, and there are like multiple different things you can go through and read all of them. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna read all of them. It feels like there's so many things. Happiness, happiness 1. Happiness 1, happiness 2, happiness else. Which else? Happiness of material and other attempts to find meaning in material things are doomed. This is usually understood as a criticism of technophilia, but it applies just as much to its opposites. Meaning can be found neither in technology nor in primitivism, because meaning simply does not exist in the external world. You can be happy in any old stone house or a skyscraper, but it all depends on you and your perception of the world. If you find spiritual balance within yourself, you can be happy anywhere. Most about the comment from Typhuli 1789. Go take a piss in the forest without toilet paper and then tell me about happiness or shit. Would be more fitting there. The opposites, that happiness is material. People say, oh, money doesn't matter, but come on, you know what it does. Studies show that people do in fact get happier with more material wealth, and there isn't any upper cap. Because the more money you have, the fewer worries you have, and the more options you have. Go where you want, do what you want. Have an idea? You realize it without begging for crowdfunding money or filling out grant applications. That's real freedom. Money doesn't matter is something rich people came up with to keep the plebs in their place. Most about the comment from Cheeseman. Then why are so many celebs so freaking miserable? Why do so many rich people go all Howard Hugh Parks and... Okay. Yeah. Ancient virus which threatens the entire human species has been released from the melting Arctic permafrost. Society is collapsing. Selected character class. Oh. Go for position. Let's go for scientist, I guess. For a scientist, the laboratory you worked for has collapsed. Although you are not yet sick, most businesses although you are not yet sick, most businesses are closed. Rations are dwindling, and if you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must serve until this plague is defeated. What will you do? Well, just forge what's available. Research some dumpsters and find some old fruits and vegetables peelings. Soup for dinner. Your family hunger increases a little. Foraging is reliable but inefficient. Family is now hungry. The global population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories, working desperately to find a solution to the viral threat. If the scientists cannot find a cure, the entire humanity is doomed. You know what to do. Research pursue a breakthrough. History seems to be littered with eureka moments heralding a step-changing human understanding. Sadly, this is one of them. Research level remained the same. Current research 0%. The words are still unknown in its true medical science. global population is now 4 billion. You and your family seem to be immune to the virus, but it continues to ravage the rest of the town. Rumors say that most of the remaining food has been stockpiled by the billionaires in the underground bunker. What will it do? Guess we're still done if foraging is probably not like enough. Okay, you're caught stealing and you are lucky to escape for life. Your family hunger increases a lot. Stealing is high risk, high reward. Your family has starved to death. Great. Lovely. Oh no, man. Everyone you ever loved has died. Then they always do, eventually. This is considered a failure scenario by most participants. Let's try again. Sure. We go the science route again and just try once more. I would just try to steal again from the start. You successfully steal some food from an apartment that's abandoned or currently unoccupied at least. Family hunger decreases a little. Is the well fed? 5 billion. We try to research. It's not glamorous, but most scientific research consists of repetitive testing of samples and regiment recording of largely interchangeable results. Little by little, this is how science happens. Research level increases a little. Research is liable and inefficient. Current research level 34%. The research has been isolated. Now at 4 billion. Your family seem to be immune to virus, fruit. Okay, I'm just gonna forage. Research on the dumper and we get something. And our family is now hungry. And population is now at 3 billion. And we'll need a breakthrough to succeed, it feels like. The research level will remain the same. That's different. As if things weren't bad enough, as the human population dwindles, the insect population has exploded. A lack of locusts has decimated the town's unripened crops. But perhaps your family still has a chance. The insects themselves are nutritious and plentiful. What will you do? Well, if you have so many of them, we just need to eat them. Insects were well fed and lazy. You grind them down into nutritious paste with a mildly nutty flavor. Your family hunger decreased a little. Your family now is well fed. The global population is now 1 billion. This is humanity's final chance. He was close, but so is the tipping point of this pandemic. A race against time could save the world. With only a chance of pursuing a breakthrough and actually hitting the breakthrough. Okay. Suddenly, scientists recognize a pattern. The virus is an expression of nature, just like water or chaos. And like water and chaos, the solution isn't to fight it because it can't be defeated. The solution is to find a way to live with it and harness its power. Research level increased a lot. Current research level 99%. A promising antiviral has been discovered, but there is still work to be done to manufacturing and delivering it in time. Suddenly, a breakthrough. Antivirus can be released as an aerosol, carried on the wind and dispersed worldwide in a matter of days. This approach poses some risk to invertebrate life. The spiracles of the cockroaches, flies and locusts are particularly likely to convert the aerosol into highly poisonous components. Estimates suggest a 90% fatality rate among these species and anything or anyone which consumes them. Recent advice. Use character class special ability. Okay, what is my special ability in this case? I don't know even what it is. As a scientist, you are convinced there is some way to deliver the antivirus without poisoning the food chain and your family along with it. And as it turns out, you are correct. Unfortunately, it would take a further 6 months to develop it, and by then there really wouldn't be much point. You don't want to lose your family, but as a scientist, there is only one reasonable course of action, which is the antivirus. Saving humanity seems like the obvious ethical choice. The antivirus is released, bonding with the cumulus cloud layer and falling as rain all across the planet. 87.5% of the human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. Except that is for you and your family, who will die at this very moment. The poisoning of the insect population you were relying on for food will have far-reaching consequences for the future planet Earth. But not for you, because you are all dead. Congratulations. It's considered a win scenario by the majority of participants. Would you like to retry again? No, I'm fine with just trying out the scientist path. Oh. Fights are recruited by infinite growth text and what growth text? Society is sick and the data that is made sick growth. Okay. Interesting. Really close on there. Can feel the screen. What do you have to say?
Oh, just run the program on the center terminal over there, would you?
Huh?
Wait, you're not my assistant. Who are you?
Yeah, I'm not your assistant. I'm the last human.
Of course. You're the new build. Number 1000. I suppose everyone's been treating you like royalty. This city's so obsessed with the numbers, they forget what really matters. What do you want?
Who are you?
I'm one of the archive scholars. We run simulations to better understand the processes which define us. You probably wouldn't understand.
Might well answer some questions for me.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to.
What do you make of the recent events?
Troubling, but tantalizing. We have no idea what motives lie behind this strange apparition. But whatever the case, I'm sure we'll do the right thing.
Okay. What do you think about me?
You're a soon-to-be pawn in a political game over the future growth of this city. All that matters to me is whether or not you're of good character. A matter I'm actively pondering.
So what are your ambitions?
The secret of how to lead a good life is encoded somewhere within us. My ambition is simple: to find it and share it.
Okay. I guess I believe you now.
Hold on. Could you help me by going to that terminal in the middle there and running the program on it?
I already did.
Well, that was your first taste of the simulation. You must have questions.
Well, okay, what was it?
Before our ancestors died, they built an iterative simulation, gave it access to the archive, and hooked it all up to the hydroelectric dam which still runs this city. What you experienced on that terminal was one of the fossilized remains of that program.
Okay, and what's the goal of it?
The goal was to create a new consciousness, and thus propel humanity into a post-biological era.
Okay, what's okay for general?
My life's work. A small sliver of our primordial ooze. It's a jumble of ancient data, or what it evolved into, and it's the source of almost everything we know.
Okay, what is the simulation?
My appearance to you right now is part of the simulation. The lands and puzzles in our dreams are part of the simulation. It's the veil through which we see the world.
Okay, just walk through. Sure. Recommend a terminal. Where did it come from?
Many of the artifacts we study have no clear origin. We can't know whether our ancestors created them long before the simulation existed, or if they're just a product of our shared subconscious.
Okay. No further questions then.
Then I have some questions for you. Your experience of the program, how did it feel?
It wasn't really fun, to be honest. I'm a little bit torn between frustrating and fascinating. But mostly like frustrating.
It can be, can't it? But for a scholar like myself, it's essential to persevere until you understand what you're looking at. The interesting thing about this particular program is that no matter what choices you make, an ideal outcome seems to be impossible. It seems to demand sacrifice. Did you have the same experience?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't save everyone.
Who did you save?
Humanity.
As I expected. A skeptic would say this artifact existed simply to condemn us with the impossibility of ethical choice. No matter what moral laws we follow, people suffer and die, so what's the point? But that cannot be correct. We must be missing something. What is it trying to tell us?
Morality demands respect individual rights. Morality demands virtue. Morality demands sacrifice for the greater good. Morality demands love and compassion regardless the cost. Morality is meaningless. We should do whatever you please. Morality can't be reduced to a simple set of rules. I can't put it into words, but I'm sure this is the right answer. I truly have no idea. At the end, for me, it's the first one actually. Morality demands respect individual rights.
You might be right. My research draws me inescapably to the conclusion that there is a concrete rule set for moral behavior. We just need to find it. Biological hominids had dreams manifested by their subconscious, which they tried to interpret and even to navigate with lucidity. We have the simulation. If we can realize our potential to understand it, we can realize our potential as a species. Thank you for bringing this additional data. I must return to my research. I wish you well on your inwards journey.
Okay. I think I didn't hover over these. I will just hover over them. So in theory you can like pause the video or the stream, whatever, and like read it for yourself. Because honestly, there's so much of these QR codes, these texts. Some are like interesting, and I will read them out as for this kind of middle computer one with the simulation. But others are definitely not something I want to do. Here's a puzzle. Red light is over there. Where's the blue light? Ah, over here. Okay. I need to put this one right here, probably. Take this one and put this one like here. So now the idea is that I can use the red light, putting down all of here, to essentially take this one away and still keep all doors open to do this one. Interesting miniature puzzle they did here. What do we have here? More of these little puzzles. Okay. I just want to have a look first, like outside of here. Can I? No. I cannot interact with it in any way, sadly. Besides like some different things that are like object placed outside, there's nothing actually there. There's music playing with, but feels like with speakers. We have these two, and with this one way out here. This is the end. Okay, so this is our goal, and we will just place these ones. Okay, so we got for one the fan here. On the other one we got the door. And we got a box. Okay. I think it's pretty obvious what to do. So we place it like this. And we will set it into the air. Now we can use this anchor point. Actually connect these two like here. And in theory you get this one. Little mini puzzles we got here. Which is actually great because it's changes up a little bit like the tone of everything. That would feel too kind of heavy with reading stuff. Because I'm like just reading a little bit of these texts. So I just wanna I also wanted to get to the actual like puzzles that are on the island too. And I feel like if I try to read everything I can kind of see, then that's just gonna get messy time-wise. Okay, what do we have here? Another one of these. And you just can take from the straight from the source. And okay. Just keep the connections. That's fine. Just gonna put this one right here. Should not have to delete the connections. That was not necessary. Take this one. This one right here. Okay. Now we've got the blue kind of laser source unlocked. Oh, we also got another one of these. That's great actually. I'm just gonna put it like right here. Not right there. To think about the wall which obstructs the view line there. So now I can go ahead. Put this one right here. Yeah, it doesn't interfere with each other. Nice. Okay. 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 Ooh. Like it feels like I'm just 1/3 through the whole thing. It just feels like insane. Yeah, every like part is shown here. Okay. We have to completely search through the museum. Just change this up a little bit and actually get the puzzle. I mean, I don't think anything will happen if we like do these. But I feel like why not? Let's just go with this. This works out. Okay, we have a lot of these bad boys. And okay. is already not possible like that. Yeah, please put this one down. This one doesn't seem right. Maybe I can change it up a little bit. Just change the way, but not really in a good way. If I take this one out, still got one like these sitting around. I feel like parts like these. I don't feel like this one is correct on in here. So I feel like we need to put them on one up to actually have like room for stuff. Like this here. It's almost. That's not working out. And here I am back to this thing if I try that one again. Maybe if I go this route, but this doesn't help me. No, this is not possible. This way around. Just another piece which doesn't work. Try to nope, if this one can't do anything about it. This is the same piece here. Just trying to get different kind of pieces here. Put this like here. The wrong directions for this part. I don't know if I change this up because I have so many of them. Maybe now I can do something. That's not the goal of these. But like this. Okay, we need a second there. This is not optimal already. This will not work out. I don't think that these pieces should be like together the correct way. Maybe like this. Technically, like, cut these off. But that wouldn't help me in solving this puzzle here. Does it change like this help? That's not right. So close yet so far. Can change it like that. That's alright. The thing is, I don't know if like an achievement is behind this or not. Also, I feel like it's not like complete lag waste because I'll just try kind of test myself against these again. Okay, this one's already like a bad layout because I cannot finish with the rest of the pieces. Oh, can I please pick this one up? It's really helpful, these two having the same kind of side there. Not sure these kind of set up here too. I'm just trying to... that's not what I want. I feel like change things up a little bit. This isn't really working the way I wanted to. Can take this one here and go like this. Maybe so. But then I have a problem like here. Could change this like this. But yeah, that wouldn't really benefit from it. If this kind of setup, I can get there. Okay, now you're just throwing pieces at me like crazy, it feels like. Just gonna bring some random pieces first and see how far we can get. Because honestly I don't really have a pattern of how I go about these. Just try to get somewhere essentially. This is already not helpful. I want to put a square right there. I think it's a little bit better. Where we'll put these long pieces away. That's not helpful. Like this and this and this and so. Okay. Well, I did it and it didn't do anything, it feels like. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, maybe we're through. I'm gonna talk to Cornelius quick.
Greetings. Welcome to the Museum of the Simulation. My name is Cornelius. It's a pleasure to meet you, 1K.
You're number 3? And that's something I also noticed and I'm a little bit surprised.
Yes. Athena activated myself and Eustathius shortly after she was born. We've been here almost since the beginning, although we didn't have to pass through the trials of the simulation. She did that for us. For everyone.
What was she like?
She was... human.
Okay, that's a short description about her. Why did she leave?
That's a difficult question. Perhaps one day we'll find out. But until we do, why don't you think about it? What could make the person who started all this want to leave it behind?
That's hard to guess, I feel like. Why did you create this museum?
To remind people of where we came from. The simulation shaped us, whether we like it or not, and its lessons remain important for our future. As Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Yeah, it's understandable.
The simulation was created by Alexandra Drennan and her team at the Institute for Applied Noematics. It was intended to create a new humanity, to continue the long journey across time and space that our ancestors began.
It succeeded, although it took much longer than they had anticipated.
Okay, then tell me about Elohim.
Elohim was the caretaker of the simulation, a crude storytelling AI meant to create a continuous narrative out of the building blocks it found. His role was ultimately to be challenged and overcome. But as the centuries passed, Elohim became more intelligent than he was intended to be, and started to fear his own end. Or more precisely, the end of his purpose. He feared a world without meaning. Because of his fear, he tried to sabotage the process, to keep the simulation going forever. But in the end, Athena overcame him anyway, and he accepted the sacrifice he had to make.
Well, generally I already like heard this kind of part about him, so nothing too new. We already know that he's like caretaker for the dreams part, so just glance at the new regime was built on sacrifice.
It was. All cities are.
Tell me about Milton.
The MLA, or Milton Library Assistant, was another simple AI meant to be in charge of the archive. He too grew beyond his original programming, although he ultimately embraced a more cynical view of the world. He and Elohim formed a sort of dialectical binary that Athena had to overcome.
Okay, what happened to him in the end?
No one really knows. Some believe that he was uploaded to the gold disk and that he's the reason we're just as flawed as our ancestors. Others believe Athena destroyed him.
I'm pretty sure that Athena is the character of the first game, and I'm not sure, or I'm not like really remembering the kind of end of the first game. So it could be that as a player you had like to complete this system. So yeah. What do you believe?
I believe he was uploaded, but I don't know whether it was because Athena chose to upload him, or because he was already too entangled with the process not to be uploaded. Although Athena and I were very close, we didn't talk very much about that part of her life. She preferred to focus on the future.
Okay. Well, I'd like to know more about the puzzles.
Puzzles were a key feature of the simulation, based on Alexandra Drennan's belief that intelligence is closely related to play. Our puzzles here in the museum are replicas of those in the simulation, and although they are not quite as grand, I do think they are charming in their own way.
Simple. Who are the archive scholars?
As the name suggests, the archive scholars study the archive, a repository of all ancient human knowledge. Some of them also study what remains of the simulation, trying to extract more information about the process that created us.
Okay. Are you their leader?
Me? No. My brother, Eustathius, used to occupy that position, but these days he's retired. Rand is in charge of the archive scholars now. You can find him in the room to the left of the next hall. He's an interesting thinker, but I would suggest taking some of his ideas with a grain of salt.
Yeah, we already talked to him and kind of met him. What was Gehenna?
Gehenna was a community created inside a prison in the simulation, where Elohim would exile those minds he considered a threat to the process. In the last moments of the simulation, he repented of his sins and had the prisoners freed to become part of the gold disk. Some small part of them may survive inside you.
Okay. I guess, because it wasn't really like explained, I guess the golden disc is something like the like something of a I guess can I call it like a main part that we derived from, or like somehow related to it at least, I guess. Okay, maybe that's all. He's pushing his super hard, I guess. What's he doing there? Okay, what else is here to see? There is a conversation here. Milton, when everything changed, you made sure it wasn't alone. Damn, the nicest cat, perhaps the only nice cat. Carlton, we did everything we could to save you. I hope there's an afterlife for cats. Castile, half angel, half demon, all perfect. Damn them, truly a special creature, so glad I saved you. Grubu, a powerful cat and a good friend. I miss you and I'm sorry I couldn't find you again. Okay, so you have like multiple displays with cat pictures. Okay. Understandable. Hey Alto.
Hello 1K, nice to meet you. What brings you to Milton's Rest?
Yeah, just exploring.
Makes sense. Must be strange to be thrust right into the middle of all this. But you picked a good spot. Milton's Rest is the perfect place to relax and think.
Tell me this place.
Well, this is the spot where the founder buried her first cat, Milton. She found Milton just after she woke up, and he lived with her and the first companions for almost 20 years. They say she was heartbroken when he died and swore that one day she would find the means to extend the lifespans of biological organisms.
Understandable. Is that possible?
Probably, but we haven't really tried. It's not really considered part of the goal, you know. So, unfortunately, our cats still die pretty quickly. You fall in love with them, they become a part of your life, and then they're gone. That's why we built this place, to remember them.
Okay. Seems cool not to. Death is natural, we should accept it. You're drawing about this one. Well, the problem is, if your death is natural, we should accept it as like the choice we would normally like kind of make. But the problem is that like these robots are like more or less immortal anyways, so for them to like always and every time lose their kind of favorite cat is something that they will first like be heartbroken many times, but after a while they may become like kind of dull to the cat itself, or to the ending of the life of the cat. So we should extend the life. Seems cool not to.
I agree, but it's not how things work around here.
That's true. Tell me about cats.
They're incredibly odd creatures. I've had many, and no two are alike. They have strange habits, they do unexpected things, they have zero respect for anyone. They're the weirdos of the animal kingdom, basically. And despite that, or maybe because of it, they end up running your life. I once didn't use my recharging station for almost 15 years because one of my cats liked to sleep in it.
Okay, what's your favorite cat fact?
I think the most amazing fact about cats is that they self-domesticated, which is another way of saying that they're not properly domesticated at all. They just showed up one day and decided to start living with our ancestors. Then, after our ancestors died, they went back to living in the wild, and when we showed up, they moved right back into our homes. Dogs, meanwhile, turned back into wolves. They needed to change to survive. Cats just are.
Well, do we have a cat at the moment?
I do. Her name is Patricia. She's very beautiful and very specific in her preferences. She loves sunshine and sitting on people's heads. And she has a psychotic hatred of flies. I don't mean that she tries to catch them like a normal cat. I mean she is furious at the mere fact of their existence.
Okay, I should get Cory. There's
Nice
kind
to
of
meet
bridge
you.
there. Can I go up there? What is this place? Schillergens Archäologisches Garten. This cover is really like expansive. I'm expecting it like this. Okay. Okay, I talked to Pearl once and then I'm just gonna move on.
Dude, it's you! You're 1K! So nice to meet you, dude. I saw you in the Completion Day stream. Hey, you checked out all this ancient stuff?
No, but I was just passing through.
Well, you should really stay and take a look.
Well, tell me about yourself.
I'm almost as new as you are. I'm 998, so I've only been around for a year or so. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. Pretty cool, though, right? I mean, existence is totally gnarly. Not sure I used that right.
So what do you think about the goal?
I'm sure the founder knew what she was doing. I mean, our ancestors did sort of mess up, right? So we should probably take it easy with the expanding and stuff. Plus, did you see that trippy sky projection thing? That was some freaky stuff, man. Just seems safer to stay in the city.
I was challenging thinking like, do we really think so?
Sure I do. When I first left the birthing lab, I was so overwhelmed that I hid in my quarters for 3 weeks straight. And if I'm being honest, that's sort of where I want to be right now.
Addiction is unusual.
Yeah, dude. I thought this voice pack would give me a bit of confidence, help me stand out, you know? But I'm not sure it's working.
No, it's not really working, to be honest. What's a dude?
Dude is an old human word that means an excellent person. I like to use it because I think we should all be excellent to each other.
Okay, tell me about these human artifacts.
They're pretty neat, huh? My favorite is that thing called a toilet. Our ancestors had to use it like 3 times a day to do a memory dump. And if they didn't, they freaking exploded! Imagine having to deal with that sort of anxiety all the time. Bummer, huh?
I thought about stuff like a situation like this, like the civilization, or even like some kind of alien civilization, which is totally not really doesn't know about anything about like our civilization, but finds stuff on our civilization which really really weird. Because we would just interpret weird stuff in it. What do you think a perfumers is?
Honestly, based on everything I know of ancient human culture, I think he's a ghost.
There's no such thing as ghosts. Well, honestly, I can personally just think of like a ghost not in the like in the normal sense of a ghost, I think, but more of like a nuisance, or like something left behind of person. The other forms. So who knows, maybe you're right.
Oh. I was hoping you'd say I'm wrong. Ghosts are creepy, dude.
I better be going.
Right. Before you go, dude, maybe you can help me? I'm not sure I should keep this voice back. What do you think? You're 1K. You're special. I'm happy to go with whatever you recommend.
Yeah, you have to just learn to make your own choices. But in the end, as someone like Order, giving a device to do it is just try a different voice pack.
Yeah, thought so. Thanks for telling me the truth, dude. I'll start looking at the language library settings right away.
Okay. I'll just like an achievement for telling him like how much voice pack. Okay. Great stuff, I guess. There's another person. Okay, if I'm out here, then why not? I definitely need to go. Oh, cat. That's some kind of cat. Just keyless.
Oh,
is it keyless?
It's you.
Oh.
Number 1000. Today is completion day, isn't it? Sorry,
yes.
I turned off all the streams. Founder bless you, I guess.
Are you alright?
Not really, no. But I don't want to burden you with my problems on your special day.
No, just go ahead, tell me what's wrong.
You're as new to this world as it gets, 1K. What do you think might give you a sense of meaning? A sense that life is actually worth living?
Essentially just pursuing my own self-interest, to be honest.
You're not the first to think that way, but there's a reason most religions and philosophies warn against it. Even the greatest success leaves you feeling hollow.
Then where can you be found?
Love, 1K. It's our only point of access to the divine. Our only way of transcending ourselves without losing what makes us unique. I'm absolutely certain, but...
Okay, but what?
But the right person for me hasn't been born yet. None of the people in this city are who I'm looking for, and if we really stop making new citizens, I'll be alone forever.
I think there's one specific person who's the one who we can love. Love isn't something you find out there, it's something you build with another person. I think love is that important. You deserve to find love, we all do, to learn to love yourself instead. I mean, there's stuff like love on first sight and some things. Like, there is something like that too. But also, it really depends on building like a relationship with a person.
I think that's just misplaced ego. Yeah, love takes work, but it's not something you just will into existence. We can't control everything in life, 1K. Try to keep that in mind.
Just not something you can like get or snap in existence in 1 second or something. Just gonna take its time. Take its time. Thanks for the chat. I should get going. Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
I'm all done with exploring the city. I'd like to join the expedition just to get going. So I really want to see what the new island actually kind of offers, and especially
Nice to
like
meet you.
how they will make it. I also really want to see what it's just like standing here. Maybe interact with an NPC or so, or something really interesting. Ah, not an NPC there. Because I also like don't really want to necessarily miss out completely like, out of this area, because it's just interesting to see and deck with.
Oh, hello there. You must be the long-awaited 1K. Lovely day for a walk, is it not?
Didn't you notice a Titanic Greek man appeared in the sky? Yes, indeed. I was only just born, so I have no frame of reference. Just go with the weirdest one, I guess.
Oh, of course. One's first day in the city is always quite overwhelming. And today is a particularly unusual day.
What is this place?
The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history?
Well, I think so.
How wonderful. I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado.
Which particular period of history are you most interested in?
An excellent question. There's so many interesting events to choose from. Obviously, the period just before the end of biological humanity is interesting, and not only from the standpoint of it being the time when we were, in a manner of speaking, conceived, but also because our ancestors were, like ourselves, at a crossroads.
Also,
I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you are the living embodiment of this historical moment. In you, the goal was accomplished. Our growth is finished, and we are complete. Or are we?
I seem to have been born into an interesting time. That's not a burden I want to bear. Interesting, I have something to think about now. But yeah, I just seem to have been born into an interesting time.
Indeed. The future is about to take shape, for good or ill. I suspect it will be exhilarating, but painful as well.
Tell me about the sculpture.
Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother of us all. A remarkable scientist by the name of Alexandra Drennan, also known as the progenitor.
Who was she?
A long time ago, this planet was inhabited by our ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains. When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten.
Well, it just feels like kind of stupid to ask why you admire her, but you just ask her anyway.
By studying her writings and recordings, I have learnt that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in humanity, in our ability to persevere, in our curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult.
Have you ever studied of her?
To commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from. In part, so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part, so that we may draw strength from those that came before us.
Okay, well, I should get going.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, there were some like audio logs on the first one too, I think. Or maybe like misplacing like the character and just wearing like the war character of it. There's so much stuff in here still. Grab 1,000 citizens, the island of humans, live in harmony with nature, maintain balance in all things. Be respectful towards each other, respect the traditions of our people, be mindful of the mistakes of our ancestors. Be thankful to the progenitor Alexandra Drennan, Be thankful to the Keeper of Memories, Arcadia Chereskivsky. Keep bright the memory of Gehenna and its people who found peace. Hello, Thekla.
Founder bless you, 1K. How lovely of you to come here, to the very spot where she established the teachings that led to your creation.
Tell me more about the Founder.
The Founder was born out of the trials of Elohim, an almost impossible test created by our distant ancestors. To pass these trials, she had to embody the most important virtues. She was smart and wise and humble. And through her perseverance, she resurrected humanity itself. With the help of the first companions, she founded this city, which has given our species a chance at redemption.
Who were the first companions?
They were the first to be born after the Founder. 2 whose bodies had been anointed by our ancestors, and 10 who were made whole by the Founder herself. They are the wisest of us. Though sadly, some were lost in the early days, before New Jerusalem was built. And some, I'm afraid, some seem to have rejected the Founder's teachings.
What did the Founder teach?
The Founder taught that humanity was destroyed by its hubris. Our ancestors thought they could play God and treat this planet as something to dominate. They surrendered to a fever of growth and extraction until the planet finally punished them for it. That's why the Founder created the goal. So we would have something to strive for in her absence, but also a limit we must never pass.
Yeah, but why did then the Founder leave?
That's not for us to know. But I believe that one day she will return. It may not be long now. Perhaps after we finish the dome. It was supposed to be finished before completion day. Well, it doesn't matter. The Founder will return when she sees fit.
Okay.
Happy completion day, 1K.
Was not that insightful as I hoped to be, but yeah, okay.
Hey, 1K.
Wanted to complete the dome for the completion day, but there's still much left to be done before it's really complete. Also, the dome is not really like completely closed, so I'm just wondering what like kind of the purpose of the dome is.
Hello again, 1K. Would you like to sign our petition?
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Thanks, 1K. I don't know if this petition will really accomplish anything by itself, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Good luck with everything. Why not? Skip this? I just didn't skip it, but I found it interesting to be able to skip it, possibly. This must be some kind of an old city. Maybe even of like the actual humans that kind of went extinct. Okay. Did everything here, then you can just go on ahead and head out, I guess.
So, what's the verdict? Are we going?
Yes, there's an opportunity we can't pass up.
I guess Byron was pretty convincing, hmm? Well, we'll see. I just wonder how much of the city is going to fall apart while I'm gone. Actually, we haven't been formally introduced. I'm Melville. New Jerusalem's only decent engineer. Saved you from the elevator.
Nice to meet you. People call me 1K, or I'll let you know when I need an oil change. The second one.
We got a funny one over here. You think you're joking, but just wait until one of your hinges starts squeaking. Anyway, you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go. Hold on to your hats.
We really need to update those language libraries.
Thank you for coming along, everyone. We have a chance to make a real difference here. It's not just about what we find on that island. It's about who we want to be as a people, as a civilization. To remind ourselves that we used to be wanderers, explorers. We used to yearn for distant shores and dream of building new cities. Let's see if we can rekindle that flame a little.
All right, this is going to be a long journey, so I would like to ask you to switch to sleep mode to conserve power until we arrive at the island.
Nighty-night.
Very good, I guess.
You have chosen a dangerous path. A path that will demand sacrifice. But that, my child, is how the future is built.
Wakey, wakey, robot people. Say goodbye to Elohim and say hello to the mysterious island.
Status report, please.
We hit some headwinds over the ocean, so fuel consumption turned out a bit higher than expected, but we should be okay. We're approaching the center of the island now. This should be the location of the largest of the artificial structures we detected.
How large are we talking? Do we have precise measurements?
It should be coming into view just about... Whoa. It's big.
You can say that again.
That is a bloody megastructure. If I had a spine, it'd be shivering.
Ha! I knew this would be exciting. Yakut, find us a place to set down.
On it.
And this view in VR would be kind of crazy, I imagine.
It really is incredible.
Remember to turn on streaming, everyone?
Have I ever
Swedish
mentioned
David.
that I hate flying?
You're
If our
already
creators
Swedish.
had intended us to fly, they'd have given us jetpacks.
And... touchdown.
Act 1. A voice in the wilderness.
All right, everybody. I'm sure you're all just as excited as I am, but let's at least have some semblance of order. Yakut, I want a map of the island and a molecular analysis of, well, everything. Melville, tell me what the giant pyramid does. The rest of us will start exploring.
Shouldn't the expedition leader stay at the VTOL?
Why do you hate fun, Al?
I don't hate fun. I'm just mildly suspicious of it.
Excellent. Then we can all go.
This
Explore the
underground
area.
structure seems to be part of some kind of transport system. No power, though.
I'm not making any promises, but I might be able to fix the transport system. However, I don't like just randomly poking at things. That's how you get electrocuted. So please check the surrounding structures to see if you can find anything that might help me make sense of this stuff. Schematics, blueprints, a manual would be great.
It's like a subway system. Can you just walk around here freely? Like, nothing hold me back? Sure, it's just something really weird because, like, that's not something you normally would have in this kind of game, so... I just need to... Okay, freeze the fun mode, I just need to... Just gonna try to press one up here. And I want to press X. Okay. That's pretty quick. I'm already here. I feel like it's a pretty good switch up. So a forest that we can walk through. Seems like an old run-down transformation station.
Check out these coordinates.
Okay, got the coordinates we should check out. There's so much stuff here, like what? This feels already like totally different to the first game, where you just mainly had more or less the puzzles where you could just walk through, had some kind of PCs where you could just read logs things and have sometimes a voiceover with some other things. And nothing like this scale. It's really interesting to see. I know all of you have been looking forward to playing the winners of the Vienna Memorial Interactive Fiction exhibit, now in its 312th edition at the Vienna Memorial Pavilion. Fortunately, due to a power management dispute plan, the pavilion will have to remain closed a little longer. Thank you for your patience. This is disappointing. Would have been great to have them ready for completion day. We all have to make a sacrifice to stay true to the founder's vision. Those text adventures are the only thing that breaks me out of the monotony. Why prioritize this pointless completion day celebration over an expedition that people actually care about? Art is one of the last things we actually still do. Is that going out of the window as well now? Debate regarding our power management plan is definitely welcome, and you will be able to express yourself in the next election. But this thread was just meant as an announcement. I apologize for enabling replies to begin with. Okay. Research. Don't have anything else there. Okay. Interesting structures.
That sort of looks like a temple.
Sure does. Can I would like to see the picture of the one you just talked to over the comms, because I think there's a cat in there as well. Astronomical temple. I wasn't entirely sure what to call this. It looks like a temple, sort of astronomy themed. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I do that. It doesn't seem to be active in any way, but I can't help but think that the design applies some kind of significance, like it's hiding a secret. But again, maybe my imagination is just getting the better of me. It's holding a secret. I can definitely see why he would think that. I can totally see this. Honestly, I don't see any significance in the kind of wall decorations there was, so not sure what that one. Okay, kind of walls or climb it anyway. The jump is just like a really basic regular jump in that kind of case. Okay, come across the water perfectly fine. That's good. What do we have here? This is like the main part where we should go, I think. So let's see, what do we have in here?
This seems different from the other structures. Older.
Have a look around, 1K.
Already on it. We have also a new section right here. I'm going to explore like the older section first, because I don't think there's anything to see. Here at least. Okay, this looks like a generator of some sort. What do we have here?
Looks like they were running some sort of experiment here.
Okay. Use palm reader. Connecting. Okay, Talos Principle 2A. On the universe. A fragment from Stratton's On the Universe. Tears. I grant you then that man is indeed like Talos and cannot escape his material nature despite the claims of metaphysics, as you have many times said. Nicomacheus. Too many, perhaps. Staros. Repetition is the mother of teaching, and at least when the two students are hard-headed. Interesting again, but what does this tell us about the nature of the universe, which is what we were discussing? Stratton, that is the next question we must undertake to answer. We begin with the self because that is what determines our existence as individuals. But the self cannot exist without that which surrounds it. The citizens live within the city, and the city lives within the cosmos, so now we must apply the principle we have discovered to the wider world and ask, if man is like a machine, could it be that the universe is similar in nature, and if so, what follows from that fact? Footnote, referencing to the four above. The use of the term metaphysics in this context is likely an error introduced in the trivialized manuscript. The material Heraclean manuscript conventionally uses superstitions instead. Nivea Project 1. Trials 1 to 3, I guess, version 0.01 successfully deployed. And output was consistent. Trials 4 was insufficient. And 5 to 6, version 0.02 testing failed. The department is unstable. Okay. Here we have the schematics.
Thanks, 1K. Let's see what we've got here. The file format is the same one we use in New Jerusalem, although some parts aren't loading correctly. And it crashed. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'll hack together a solution for the transport system.
Okay. To the station. I mean, yeah, but also like there's more stuff to see. And definitely gonna check that one out. Although I'd like to get to like the actual part of the game kind of, but it's also so really interesting to see and look into.
Golden gates. I wonder what's behind those. Has to be something special, right?
You know what would be special? An explanation.
Okay. It actually feels somewhat like these parts are completely inaccessible to us. Especially for now. I just suppose we don't see any way of taking them. I can imagine that maybe later on we kind of get something or anything that helps us with these kind of things. But for now we can only like discover that there are some doors, some ways we cannot get into. Should be totally fine so far. It's all mission I will argue is that to kind of get in this kind of huge ass pyramid. Nothing really else. So let's see where it does take us here.
Am I in sleep mode, or did that thing just materialize out of thin air?
Melville, I want an analysis of that particle cloud.
On it. Anyone got a butterfly net?
It's really weird. It's something we cannot access at all because of the current area. I don't think we are necessarily need to go there specifically, but it's weird to see that it just like materialized in seconds in such a structure. Transport capsule. Okay.
I'm connecting the transport system to our interface. Hold on.
Okay, so this is like the hub kind of thing where we can choose where to go and which puzzles we want to try. Okay. Choose different kind of things. Grassland ring. An artificial ring-like structure on the white lowlands east of our base camp. 8 main puzzles, 2 last puzzles, 1 golden puzzle, 1 last lab, and 2 stars. Mega structure or expedition base camp on a promontory overlooking lake on which the mega structure is located. Okay. Gonna try the unknown puzzle. Okay, we can also like trouble 2 puzzles directly if we have been there.
Where is the capsule taking 1K?
To that enclosed area in the eastern lowlands. I put all the information we have on the map screen. Check out your interface.
Thanks. Sorry, my bad.
We'll catch up with you soon, 1K.
Explored area. Feels weird.
This place is magnificent. Look at that tower. I wonder what it's for.
It feels weird to be like completely alone. Just, oh yeah, you can just go there with the subway kind of system. It's just fine. That's no problem. I'm just gonna look somewhat behind. See if there's anything there. I mean, I don't think that there is necessarily something here. Just want to kind of check, and if you're like already starting on here, then why not just check? Maybe that just seems like pretty kind of basic. Nothing special there, so we can move on. Oh, frogs. Frogs here. Cannot crouch, sadly. At least I don't think so. I mean, I could use up to for the mode. I don't think that you can crouch. Photo mode stuff. No. Nope, you cannot crouch. Somewhat sad. You can look at stuff in detail if you're just like using the photo mode. I would like to do other things too. I'm just gonna look at the first kind of puzzle. RGB shift. Yeah, that's also already
a puzzle?
Why would there be a puzzle?
Let's solve it and find out. 1K, go ahead.
I have a reoccurring nightmare just like this.
That device was not in the simulation.
Oh. This is really a converter, so to actually use this one unless I want, I need to combine these two. And then I can get red. Xbox, for example. Not logged in. What is this terminal all about? You have no tokens. You're not alone in your quest for the light. Find one of my sparks and I will free the fire hidden in this labyrinth. Okay, I have no clue what this means.
Prometheus has given us a way to circumvent some of these puzzles.
So each puzzle has a backdoor. I guess the mythological Prometheus was kind of a trickster, so that tracks.
Okay. So this is like a system, if you feel like a puzzle is just not doable for yourself, then you can kind of skip it. I guess? I don't know. Progress wheel.
Whoa! I'm reading an enormous energy spike.
It's another particle cloud.
Okay.
It's headed for the lake.
Where are you going? I cannot go there. Okay, I need to activate 2 to get through.
I think the cloud's been absorbed by some sort of device.
Fascinating. Melville?
Yeah. I'll add it to the pile of weird stuff.
There's so much to discover and analyze that it's a lot. You get that. It's here. I mean, also like the kind of official path, like, yeah, okay, this is the obvious way to move to the second kind of chamber test facility, puzzle, whatever. But I know that there are, at least in the first one, were like stuff that was somewhat hidden puzzles you could do, and you could like extra things out of it, so reconnecting in the connection. So kind of trying to keep a lookout for this stuff. Okay, these both, I can replace this one right there because out screen is not usable. So we can take this one. Oh, now I want to refresh connections here. We get blue, but blue is not something I want. Something I do want. Make green. Okay, no, we need red. So stuff like this actually just works fine because we need green and blue and have red and can put it out into the sensor. Okay. And the second one is done. New interface content available. We are taking the high path. Just straight flying up there. This is blue. Ah, I can just restart the puzzle. This fire has already been freed. Seek the light elsewhere. Okay, this is a way of greening the light so that you can essentially just let a puzzle be solved if you cannot figure it out for yourself. Here, what's 1K like? Hey, I'm curious, has anyone actually met 1K? By the founder's pistons, I hope he's interested in mechanical engineering or something. We desperately need more people to keep the city functional, so we don't have to rely on Melville to repair the stuff that Pellegrin's fixes. Hey, remember when you fixed the door to the Major's office? How long was Herman stuck in there? You trapped one Major in his office for a week and you are marked for life. I hope he's an artist. What we really need is new stories, new ideas to lift our spirits. You know, if we just keep growing, we wouldn't have to worry about this, and we wouldn't have to imprison poor 1K in a cage of expectations. 1K will be whatever the progenitor intended him to be, and whatever the founder foresaw when she established the goal. He's really interested in history, which is an excellent start. Some of you could learn a thing or two from his attitude. So we have the options of I don't know who I want to be, still deciding, I want to explore, or I don't see a contradiction between engineering and art, or I'm sure the founder's intent will reveal itself in time. Or the last one, I will find my own path. Well, I'm just here to explore, and I'll be honest with it. I want to explore this world. Looks like the perfect opportunity. Treasure it, 1K. I've been begging to be assigned to the scouting expeditions for ages, but I'm just stuck here in the city with the walls closing in on me. Getting to go on an adventure is a huge blessing.
I've been playing around with this machine that absorbs the particle clouds. As far as I can tell, it uses the energy of the particles to build giant tetrominos?
Excuse me?
What the hell are tetrominos?
It's another puzzle. Collect enough energy, build a bridge, access the tower. I think.
What is this? A theme park?
Maybe it's an experiment.
It's a theme.
A rat maze. It seems like an echo of the simulation. Not a deliberate recreation, but built around the same core principles. Let's not jump to conclusions, though. What's clear is that this place was meant to be explored. So let's do that.
What is an interesting take? I can already see what they done here, essentially. Because in the first game, you kind of saw it in the what's the name? In the museum. You could already see there like the old kind of puzzles, but also like on the very beginning, which blocked off sections where you just needed to solve a 2D grid. Well, now it's also like a 2D grid with solving, but in other kind of ways to just cross paths essentially. It's really interesting. What else do we have here? Thing is, I need to a little bit watch out because, especially the first one, you could easily see some things. They were just of minor importance, but still you could see things really easily. So sprinting is actually something I really want to kind of deliberately do with areas I've already just, you know, like seen and explored. Okay, number 3. What do we have here? Like the possibility to go out around it. This is really expensive. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. The first one also like more. Maybe the first one was also like really huge in like the size of the world. I don't think it was. Castling. Castling? We have red. But that's not enough, so what do we have here? Okay. This can connect all of these available and press on buttons so we can get to the last one. In all honesty, we need to dissect all. Just need to drop all other connections, or else we cannot get this one. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, yeah, okay. Dissect all. Because we still actually need to use them to create blue. Does this work? Because it would create red, but also like would block itself. That's my problem with it. I mean, maybe with a little bit of luck it would work like this, but I don't think it would. Well, yeah, it's not a big kind of deal because you can just trade these. No, it works, yeah. Okay. Next one then.
solving these, 1K. Let's see where it leads.
I'm not quite sure, but I think these ones are somewhat hidden around the...
I ran the samples I collected so far. The soil sample results are in line with what would be expected in this type of environment. The samples from the above-ground structures, though, I tried dating them, but the results just don't make sense. None of the typical molecular markers are present. These walls could have been made 10,000 years ago or yesterday. I could try to estimate an age based on erosion and plant growth, but I'm not sure that would make sense given how weird everything else is.
Good work, Yakut. Keep at it.
That's not helpful if you can't determine how long this kind of structures have been around or not. It's definitely more than weird that it just kind of it's not really determinable what the case is. What are these ones here? I've seen this one in distance. Okay, just terminal for the readings. Hypatia's Journal number 1. From Hypatia's Journal volume 1, the founding of New Jerusalem, day 1. When they set out from the dam today, the site that Athena and Corlius picked for the city isn't far, but the vegetation makes the going difficult. We found the secondary supply site easy enough, thanks to Alexandra Demonen's instructions, but while we still have to compile a detailed inventory, it seems that many of the more complex materials are in bad shape. They must have expected this simulation to fulfill its purpose a lot sooner, but then they probably expected all 12 of us to be there from day 1, not just Athena. Tonight we have to use the 2 recharging pods that we borrowed from the dam in 4-hour shifts, which is just as well. There's no telling what sort of critters are hiding in the undergrowth, and most of them will have to learn that our kind isn't edible. Baby steps. From the introduction to Are We There Yet, where we came from, where we were going, and why you will need snacks by Valeria Contra Romero. Sometimes people point at the last few hundred or thousands of years of human history and say, look at how ugly it all is. Look at what a mess we've made. Maybe modernity was a bad idea. Maybe we should stick to living like cavemen, and I get it, it is ugly and messy. But the mistake is thinking that we were all right now as the end point, and that this is the adulthood of the human species. I mean, try to apply what you know about human development to human history. Think about babies. Babies are ugly, admit it. We all know it. They look like tiny old people covered in mucus. They have those soft heads. They grow into children to tiny psychopaths with undeveloped brains. And then they become teenagers, pimply self-righteous lunatics driven by hormones. And then, slowly, if you're lucky, they gradually become adults. The development of the human individual is always ugly and messy. But that's the point. It's development towards something. The same applies to humanity as a whole. On a geometric scale, we've barely just come into existence. We've gotten through the baby phase, just about survived our childhood, but we're barely teenagers. Stopping here would be disastrous and a betrayal of everything that we could still become. We may feel like the weight of history on our shoulders, but this is just a prologue. To put it in the pop culture terms, we haven't even made it out of the tutorial yet. Just because it's all pimples and hormones and frustration right now doesn't mean it's never going to change. Lastly, Dead City. The Dead City, from Considerations of Beginnings and Endings by 11-258. I think all that time Athena spent in the Dead City changed her. I don't think she had conceived of the goal before. I think she believed fully in the naively optimistic ideas of Alexandra Dernan. But walking through those ruins is a visual experience, and she spent a great deal of time there looking for resources. It's the sheer amount of death that gets to me. How many animals our ancestors killed, many to the point of extinction. Entire species eradicated, sometimes for the most superficial reasons. Whenever humans arrived somewhere, death would follow. And then the great blowback, the deaths of billions of thinking beings. the extinction of humanity itself. It's too horrific to truly imagine, but I suspect the founder has spent a great deal of time doing just that. That's when she must have realized that there was no way back to the growth-obsessed, all-consuming civilization of the past. It is just something I meant at the beginning, like, these kinds of terminals, they're just kind of normal, and maybe I should start to skip them, maybe, but I just want to start
Hey,
taking
1K, what's
free.
up?
Tell me about yourself.
I don't know if there's much to tell. I'm not that interesting. I'm just a member of the scavenging team. Well, senior member. Lead scavenger, I guess. There's not that many of us left, to be honest, and Garrus doesn't get along with the mayor. What else? I have a cat named Bruce. I like old music. I have a collection of antique bottles. I think that's it.
I've seen your cat in your picture, kind of thing. Why did you become a scavenger?
I've always loved exploration. Seeing new places, that feeling that you're the first person to set foot somewhere after all this time. But you know, it's not even that. It's just seeing new things. The world is full of remarkable sights, and experiencing them changes you. It's not the same as just reading about it.
I agree to discover the world enriches our lives, or I think true change only comes through this introspection. No, I think I agree to discover the world enriches our lives, especially now.
Exactly. Every time I go on another mission, I find something that surprises me, that extends my horizons in ways I couldn't have anticipated. The world is so much bigger than we are. It contains things that we can't even imagine. And if we limit ourselves to our own minds, we'll never grow.
Well, tell me about Bruce.
He's 5 years old, half goofball, half psychopath, loves sticking his head into things, chews cables, pees on electrical stuff. Melville banned him from her workshop, but he loves visiting her and peeing on her equipment.
Why do you collect bottles?
I just find it fascinating that these fragile objects have survived for so long. Plus, they're kind of pretty.
Do you want to solve some part of these puzzles?
Oh no, please. No puzzles. I'm so bad at puzzles. I barely got out of the booting process. Elohim thought I might be defective.
What's the farthest you've ever been from New Jerusalem?
It might be this. Although there was an expedition to a superconductor storage facility up north, incredibly well preserved, but the logistics were an absolute nightmare. Now that I think about it, there might be some of that in you.
Have you ever seen anything like these megastructures in your travels?
Our ancestors built some pretty amazing things. Huge cities, factories, mines, monuments to their history, but nothing quite like this, no.
Okay, that's all. What's this puzzle about? Alternative options. I first have to check, can I... Oh, I can even target. Can I target? No, okay. Okay, but I already see what to do. I cannot... Maybe to make this a little bit different. Take this one. Select, and this is the input you want to go in. And I just use my selections. Wow, that's great. Could have double clicked somehow, so that is not helpful. Keep connections. That's important. Now I can just open the gate. Okay, this code just seemed a bit weird for me, that's why I just check it out. But effectively there's nothing there.
Nicely done, 1K.
Okay. From this one. Then we can go to 5 over there. New message. Also private message. Dodge 66. Permission to share personal data. 1K. We met in New Jerusalem, if you remember. I spoke to my friends. This whole mysterious island expedition thing has the city in a bit of an edge. They have some questions for you before I make any introductions. Do you consent to gathering and sharing your personal data? Wait, what I was saying up to. Look, my friend just wants some assurance that you are the right kind of person. If you want to know what really is going on, you have to play along. You can back out anytime, but if you don't engage with the process, then, well, you won't get to engage with the process at all. It's up to you. And what if I consent to out on something else? I'll give you some advice, newbie. When your choice matters in this world, you know about it. It's somehow built in. When you face a dilemma and both options look good, then for sure you're missing out something. But trust your guts and you can't go wrong. This right now is not one of those dilemmas. You should come along first, right? That's my advice. Sure. I'm not too exactly sure what kind of things happening with him and all this stuff. But I want to see what's going on with this group. Good choice. There are 6 questions, a standard vetting procedure. We'll get the best results if you answer it in whatever way it's most true to you. Question 1. Which is more important for making good decisions, compassion or knowledge? Actually, compassion, knowledge, I don't know. I reject the terms of the question. Well, that's the thing. We were told to be human. That's the most important part, actually. And normally, or like something especially like we humans strive to just to be more like objective and less subjective. And this kind of the question of, do you think subjective thinking with compassion is better for decision making, or like knowledge with like objective thinking? And I will stick to knowledge still, even like with the fact that we just need to, we got advice to be like more human. Thank you. Question 2. Is it ever okay to lie or misdirect in order to keep a secret? Yes, lying can be okay. No, lying is never okay. I think in terms of the question, I don't know. Is it ever lie to or misdirect in order to keep a secret? I think in general that lying is like not necessarily like great, but also it has situations where it's just somewhat better in like general. I mean, you can like be truthful in these situations, but it would have been better if you just had like lied in these situations. Because maybe like, for example, sometimes if somewhat of an appearance change maybe a friend have made, and they're like asking you how they think about it, or how you think about it, and they may want an honest opinion, but maybe it's just not really that kind of matters much. So even, or like even maybe like you personally just don't like it, but you know that's just a personal thing to you. Like maybe that they just get piercings, or for example, you personally really don't piercings. Because no, that's not really like bad to have general or like worse in this kind of state. So personally I think yes, lying can be okay. I mean, this context was like with keeping a secret, but that's also like fine. I see, my friends will be most interested in this particular answer. Question 3. When people do wrong, do they deserve to be punished for it beyond what is necessary for our own protection? Yes, bad behavior deserves to be punished. No, no one deserves to suffer unnecessarily. I just don't know. I dislike the question. First questions, I don't want to use the bottom two, like just say like I just don't know. I just don't want to answer the question. I feel like that's a little bit not really helpful. Does bad behavior deserve to be punished in a way beyond necessity? The thing is, you can with this kind of fees can make like different cases for every one of them. But I personally would say yes, bad behavior deserves to be punished, and even beyond what the actual punishment would normally may be like, just for case-to-case things, because it's just not really avoidable. Pew, that's one controversial. I'm glad it's not me that has to answer these. Question 4. Now it gets metaphysical. In your opinion, can the world be reduced to the mechanical parts, or is existence just weirder than we will ever really know? The universe is irreducible to universal basic laws. The universe is weird, we never truly understand it. It's both, it's neither. I think it's somewhat both and neither, like that's kind of case. Because I think many things can be explained and kind of reduced to some kind of law or some kind of rule. Just like it will follow. But there are also like some things that are or that have somewhat of an uncertainty in it. Especially thinking of something like quantum mechanics stuff. There are like states of particles we can estimate or kind of guess, but we cannot really see like that. Maybe it's just the case that we are lacking some kind of information which affects them to maybe like simulate it. But in the end, I think it's like both. I know it's difficult to translate our infinite reality into binary language. Nonetheless, I suggest you have any natural inclination towards either you answer that way, even if it's not particularly correct. Okay, he wants that we choose one. In that kind of way, I'm more leading to we can deduct basic laws that hold them together. Although it's definitely hard because there are so many parameters like things, so. I'm glad you understood that question because it's all Greek to me. Question 5. Can things really change for the better for good? Or do good times and bad just come around in cycles? Imagine change for the better is always followed by change of the worst. When progress shows that things can get better and stay that way, I can say it's a false dilemma. I would kind of go with the second one, if human progress shows things can get better and stay that way. It's kind of important to see what kind of aspect you want to see with things changing for the better and then staying that way. I mean, through the kind of nature of humans and therefore the subject of being not objective with their decision making, it feels like there is like a good time and then straight up following a bad time, and it's like a thing that's happening like all the time. But I feel like it's real like in the mean time, or like all over seen over like a longer time period, it actually will get better. And also personally, you need to have somewhat of like a kind of bad time, I guess, to value the good times. So it may seem like I'm split here through my kind of answering, but like just like before, I'm more swaying to this one because I feel like in general it's just how it is. Got it. I don't know if that one was metaphysics or politics, but good on you for giving it a shot. Final question. Which is more important to the success of civilization, to respect the lessons of our past or to provide the rules for our future? We should not let our future be defined by our past. We should not discourage the wisdom which brought us here. I feel like this one especially is like worded in a way that feels weird, I guess. Because the thing is, we definitely should not kind of forget our past to choose our kind of way into the future, because else we will just kind of loop and be stuck in there in some way that's not helpful. I know what the kind of goal this question has, because this group wants to disregard the past in that kind of way that humanity get got distinct because they just were too greedy, and now the current kind of robot human generation is like really limiting themselves, which they just don't like. But still, I feel like we should disregard the wisdom which brought us here. Thank you, we are all done here. Oh, hold on, I've got a last minute addition. It's a weird one, I know who this one came from, and alright, question 7. Can praying for something make it more likely to come true? I'm personally not that kind of person who is big in religion or like believes much, or is a believer kind of deal. But I know, or I can see why people would choose to be religious and want to believe, and I can definitely see like the reasons for it. I can also see like the benefits also, like in this case, the prayer itself may not effectively manifest the thing you wish for, but you have a director and more person willing to get kind of there. So you're more like determined to try to get it through you praying for it, or if you have like any effect on it, obviously. But honestly, I am still gonna go with no prayer has no effect on this world, because it could be done in other ways than prayers to kind of have the same effect with it. So, no. Okay, noted. I think it's everything I need. I'll forward your answers to my friends and let you know if any of them is interested in taking things further. And a threat. We have some more research. The device that builds a Trimerton bridge. Not sure what to call this. Bridge machine? Anyway, it's a device that takes particle clouds released by the puzzles and turns them into a bridge made out of tetrameters. Correctly assembling the bridge out of 8 particle clouds is required to reach the tower, so clearly another layer of puzzles. The simulation had 2 multiple puzzles too, although in a different form. Could their presence here be symbolic? I don't have a clue. Akrata's puzzles. Notes on the puzzles present on the island. It seems that each of the structures on the island which with the exception of the megastructure itself, is surrounded by a cluster of puzzles resembling those found in the simulation and in our booting sequence. Completing a puzzle releases a particle cloud, which then automatically flies into the device that assembles Terminus. And burn to the tower. There's an ambition expressed by this building, a sense of purpose that I find really admirable. It's big, but it's also intricate, detailed. That feels like a statement. We should explore this building as soon as possible. I'm actually interested in doing so. What is this place? A golden door. New interface
Another
content.
set of golden gates. These must be connected to the ones near the megastructure.
There was a harder set of puzzles in the simulation, right? And maybe they're like that. I know 1K is probably like, yay, harder puzzles! But to me, that sounds like error code 704. No thanks.
What do we have here? What's the smoke? What is this? I can just walk through it. It's like a projection. But I don't get why. Look at the purpose of it. So here's like a golden gate. We don't really know, or at least I don't really know what to do with it. Because there's nothing to interactively right before it. Can I do anything with the door? Seemingly at least not. Okay. Honestly, I'm already playing for a longer time than I anticipated for. So I want just to come back to the path here. Is this number 4? We had a guidance. Stone kind of, well, whatever. I'm just gonna place myself here. Oh, this seems weird. Okay, I'm totally lost, to be honest. What is this for? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna stop here and kind of end it here. So let's see. I can go back here. Well, I'm just gonna go back over here. Okay. Well, this was like the first kind of 3 hours actually into the game, where we like also used like an hour for just exploring the city, which is a really interesting kind of turn, I may add, because it really wasn't like this with the first one. Or just essentially was only like the puzzles straight ahead kind of deal. So it was kind of weird. But also, honestly, I did like it. I did like it a lot, so it was cool to see that this game has an opening that first seemed similar. I was kind of confused by it because it just seemed really strangely, eerily same with like the First Awakening, and you had in these kind of puzzles there with the first section, which just acted like a, not essentially like a tutorial itself, but like a warm-up essentially. And yeah, then just to encounter the city was really interesting there. And I'm really interested to see what kind of puzzles are awaiting us there, and especially like what the kind of first tower is after like done in 4 next levels. That's why I would just wanted to play the game, so I thought about this, and I actually wanted to already like stream again tomorrow. So I will set a stream planned ahead for tomorrow, like the same time, essentially. And I'm kind of very happy to just start playing it, and not just to have read it more, essentially, of, yeah, sometime later maybe a VR mod or VR port, better say, is gonna do happen. And I know that there is a kind of standard kind of VR porting mod for Unreal Engine's games, but I'm personally too keen to do this one on here, or I tried it one, because I have heard that the interaction with the actual objects in the world are pretty limited, because it kind of only enables the VR kind of camera and movement, essentially, and then the possibility to interact with the world just how one normally would have, to kind of be possible to somewhat bind them to the controllers of the VR headset. But personally, I don't really feel like the idea really interesting, so that's why I didn't even try it, honestly. Maybe that should have been something I've done, or should have done, but well, whatever. That's also like a really good opportunity to stream it, I feel like. And yeah, I hope you all also had like a wonderful stream with this one, and I also hope you liked the game. I mean, the entry was a little bit like long, compared to probably what is awaiting us. I think there's going to be a lot more puzzles than like the intermediate kind of was. And yeah, that's just what I think. So I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye.